In 12.4 and Escape from Tarkov, Interchange got its update. It's added power, new lighting, tons of new loot spawns, and a few new rooms which contain quite a good bit of loot. I've made a video on where to find Killer's secret stash, but there's one key that you probably need to have in terms of making money on Interchange, and that is the Ultra Medical Storage Key. It currently goes for 2 million on the flea market, and it can be found on dead scavs, as well as coats and jackets hanging around in the wild. In previous updates, you've probably walked past this store countless number of times, and that's because it's the store on the corner directly opposite from TechLight. It's that medical room that you've probably been in yourself. It's got the red and blue inside wall with a few shelving units that contain meds. But now with 12.4 there's an inner room, and that requires that med station key as well as the power to be turned on. Now honestly, to turn on the power you need to be heading all the way to the power plant and then coming back here, but by the time you do that, people have probably already hit this room. So my personal best option for you guys is just run straight here unless you're spawning directly near the power plant. Run here and wait for someone to turn on the power, because this room is camped like a son of a bitch and you need to be there first. If the power isn't turned on in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you need to move out because they're not gonna. People are likely camping the power plant because Interchange is a camping paradise right now. Everywhere is camped. So now we've got all this out the way, you're ready to loot. Personally, what I do is hide in a separate store until you hear TechLight's alarm start going off. As soon as you hear that alarm going off, it means the power's turned on. Run straight into the room next door and go into the red and blue fenced off area and go to the back of that. You'll see another grey door, which is now unlockable with the medical station key. Unlock that and go inside, and you'll see it's like a janitor's closet. It's not very big at all, but you can get up to 3 lead X's spawning here at once, and this is why it makes you a huge amount of money. The place that I would check the most is that medical trolley on the left hand side as soon as you walk in that door. There on the bottom shelf you'll find lead X's spawning there quite frequently, but make sure you check the shelves. It is dark in there, so bring a flashlight on your weapon if you can, but the shelving unit on the left hand side of that trolley also spawns lead X's. I found that on my first ever run to the med station and it made me very, very happy. Also, on the right hand side you'll see some little freezers where they put medicines. On the left shelving unit next to them freezers, you can also find some lead-X spawn. Now it isn't just there that they can spawn all over that room, so be careful and look thoroughly. Now if you don't find lead X's, although they're very common in this room, they're not guaranteed. So what are you going to find instead? You're going to find a hell of a lot of stims, you're going to find IFAKs and grizzlies, as well as a lot of defibrillators. You can find defibrillators and they go for about 180 to 200 grand on the flea market, so they're well worth gammering as well. And you can also find different medical items like ophthalmoscopes and stuff like that, so it's a very good small room to loot. If you haven't seen my videos in the past on how profitable the Kiba store is, let me tell you how I do these profit videos. So I go to the flea market and look at the price for the key or the keys needed to enter the room that I'm trying to get the profit out of. Then I'll use that figure as a baseline that I need to get to before I count myself as a profit, because obviously if you've bought that key, then you need to make at least that amount before that key becomes profitable for you. If you found the key, then you're making profit anyway. And then after that, all I do is run consistently to that room and count how many successful raids I have by selling everything I've pulled out of just that room to the relevant traders or to the flea market. Whatever makes you the most money, you sell to that person. For those that don't know, if you're just selling to traders, the traders that you need to look at first are therapists, sell everything you can to her, then move to skier, then move to mechanic, and then the rest of the traders give you roughly the same thing. So that's the order you need to make the most money out of the traders, but honestly, look at everything on the flea market first. On my first ever raid, I was expecting to die straight away, but I was the first one there and I was able to get in the room pretty quickly. I brought some buddies for protection because I think you're possibly going to need that, especially with the amount of high traffic that is going past that area, people camping it and people just looking for a fight up there. So I got into the room and made 1,511,248 rubles just on my first raid, and that was because I found an LED-X on the left hand side of the trolley just sitting there on the shelving unit. Not only that, but I found a few stims as well as some loose medical items like IFAKs and painkillers, which brought up the few 100,000 rubles to make 1.5 million. That's not bad for a first ever run to that room, so my hopes were high. I went in again directly after, just with a pistol this time. I didn't bring any friends. I was like, do you know what, if I die, I haven't lost anything. So I ran really quickly because I spawned all the way at the other side of the map, so it was very lucky that I only did bring a pistol. I ran very quickly to that room and I was shocked to see that no one was camping there. It's a very rare occurrence, trust me, a lot of people do, and you are likely to get into firefights before you actually get into the room. But I only needed to make 498,000 to get to the 2 million total. But I ended up making 1.625 million rubles. That's because I found another LEDX, this time it was on the bottom shelf of that trolley, as well as a defib on the left hand side of the medical freezers. This was a good run, because we also found loose stims and all that sort of stuff. They're very common there. You're likely to pick up them as well as a few LEDXs to make up a total sum. And then, just from those 2 raids alone, we exceeded the 2 million rubles mark. In total we made 3,136,634 rubles, giving us a total profit of 1,136,634 rubles. Holy shit. So, of course, I wasn't gonna just say, it's worth it, 2 runs, brilliant, go there. Because this room's very hit and miss. I did this 2 more times to get a 3-point average on how long it will take you to break 2 million rubles based on you buying the key, and it was a mixed bag for sure. So on my second run through, on my first raid, I made 327,401 rubles, and that's because I found a defibrillator as well as an ophthalmoscope. However you say that, it's a tough word, alright, chill out. But yeah, not much in there, no LEDX, that's for sure. And then in my next raid, 166,393 rubles. Just found stims and a few loose medical items, nothing special. Third raid, it got even worse, 101,572. It's getting worse again, just a few stims, a propofol and morphine, as well as a few loose medical items like a grizzly and stuff. And we kept running there, and we was getting 100,000s here and there, but nothing special. And then it got to the 6th raid where I almost quit because we got under 100,000 rubles. We only made 90,381 rubles, and that was because we found 1 grizzly, 1 IFAK, not even a stim, and stims are so common in there, it's unreal. But I'm lucky I didn't give up, because on the 7th raid we found another LEDX, making a 1,498,285 ruble run, bringing our total for that run through to 2,601,246, giving us a 601,246 ruble profit, which is not too bad. Not as great as the first run, and it certainly took a lot longer, and we encountered a few fights as well that I was lucky to make it out of. But we got there in the end. And now our third and final attempt of making 2 million rubles, and let's just say it went a little bit smoother than the last. On our first raid we made 204,052 rubles, and that's because we found a defibrillator as well as a few stims. On our second run we made 1,524,202 rubles, yes, we found another LEDX, boys. On our third run we made 136,205 rubles, nothing special in there, just a few stims and a grizzly. And then on our fourth and final run, just to tip us over the edge of 2 million rubles, we made 238,564. Now, although we didn't find a LEDX, we found everything but. We found a defibrillator and a ophthalmoscope as well as stims, so that wasn't too bad at all. And that means our total of these 4 runs gave us 2,103,023 rubles, giving us 103,023 ruble profit, which wasn't as much as the previous 2 attempts, but we got there a lot quicker than the second attempt. So that's it. We made our money back 3 times over in just 14 runs, and those runs didn't last very long. Yeah, sure, there was a few failed attempts that I didn't count where I died through random shit, because there is combat there, and you have to expect that. But in total of 14 runs, I made 7,840,903 rubles. If you find that key, that is all profit. And including the failed attempts and the breaks in between, it took under 4 hours to get that. That ain't bad going. So honestly, would I recommend you buying this key to make some money on Interchange? I can't really say no within finding 4 LEDXs in 14 runs. It's a very good chance of a LEDX spawning here, and it will make you a hell of a lot of money considering you could just put a LEDX in your secure container and you're absolutely fine. If you want my advice, take a team of at least 3 or 4. One of you can go into the actual medical room and loot, while the others can camp in Tech Light and the surrounding stores, covering all angles of your approach, because if that door's closed behind you and it doesn't ask other people to unlock that door, they know you're in there. Sing me a song.
Fuck.
Quick, sing me. Oh, there's someone in here.
It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Okay, awesome. Motherfucker.
It's a small world after all. And they'll kill you real easy. Another tip, bring grenades. Throw them up the stairs if you're going up by Ollie. Especially M67s, they've got long fuse times and you can throw them a lot further. Meaning if you throw from the bottom, you can actually get them all the way into the back of Tech Light, killing anyone camping in the darkness. And expect people everywhere. They're not just going to be in Tech Light, they could be on the wall behind the stairs, they could be in the fashion shop behind the stairs, they could be in the dark room next to the medical room. There's a lot for you guys to cover, and that's why I say bring a team, but this store, I can't really fault it. It's a really good small room to loot. You're not looking all over the place, nothing spawns on the floor, so you've just got to look around the shelving units. Bring a flashlight, because like I said, it's dark in there, but other than that, you're good to go. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments, or join my Discord where there's plenty of people that can help you squad up to take over this ultra shopping mall and that ultra medical room. As well as I'm there, I play with people sometimes. I don't get a lot of spare time, but when I do, I'm dedicating it to you guys because you're the best community in the world. Check out my socials, they're also in the description, and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest Tarkov content. I love you all, stay safe during these tough times guys, I'll see you in the next video. Love you lots. I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, but before I end it, I want to tell you something about Shadow. Shadow is a company I'm working with to promote max gaming PC settings anywhere you are. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription service, and currently in Europe, they're offering the ability to pre-order one of their free new tiers of membership, starting at only £12.99. Or if you live in the US, then Shadow continues to offer their regular subscription service for $30 a month. You can play any games, max settings, anywhere you are. If you have a broken down PC, a shitty laptop, or even a Mac, you can still play games like Tarkov in max settings, 1440p 60fps. And this is actually how I record all my gameplay and stream Tarkov at this point in time. So if you liked how the video looked in this video, then check out the link in the description and it will take you to Shadow's website. You could do more research there, and if you do decide to sign up using the code Samosh, then you will get a discount on your first month. Thank you everyone for watching, toodle pip cheerio, and enjoy your evening lads.